On opening the app, the first thing to do is spawn a graph. The plane detection algorithm will start, and you simply tap a plane such as the floor and the graph will spawn in. To navigate the graph, simply move around, and you will be able to see all of the nodes and their connections to each other. And on the right, we have the unconnected nodes. To interact with the graph, simply tap on a node and information will appear. The node is highlighted in red and its neighbors are highlighted in yellow. Note that neighbors in this case refers to microservices that can be reached directly from this node. So there's a call at some point in this node to its neighbor. It does not include nodes that are connected but that cannot be reached from this node. So EMS cannot call CMS even though there is a connection from CMS to EMS, so it doesn't get highlighted. The details of the node are shown on the left. We have the list of endpoints. It shows the HTTP method and the path, and tapping that gives you more information about the endpoint function that is called, the arguments that are required, and then the return type that this endpoint is going to show us. To view how the requests flow through the system, we use the Switch to Requests button, and this will show us all of the requests that can be initialized from this node. Any requests that do not cause multiple microservices to be called are going to be filtered out of this list. And for this sample, we've only populated one request. To get more details about a request, simply tap on the request itself, and this will show you the same information from before, the request function, the number of arguments, as well as the number of internal hops. So this particular request will cause 3 microservices in the mesh to get called. To play a request, simply tap the Play Request button and you will enter playback mode. In this mode, you can see the request being represented by this red pip flowing through the system. Tapping on the Request Info button will pop up information about the current request. You can see the next destination we're going to is the EMS service and the previous is the CMS service. These can be tapped on to expand information about what endpoints initiated this particular hop and what endpoint you're going to on the next hop. Playback can be controlled by playing and pausing and skipping around, so you can move back and forth between the steps. Tapping on one of the nodes that are in the request will give you information about what endpoints of that node we're going to use during this request. And usually this is just going to be a single endpoint. In this case, you can see QMS is going to have the /test endpoint called as a part of this request, and we can tap on that to get information about it. However, if a node is called once and then later on during the request is called again with different endpoint, all of those endpoints involved will be listed here. All the endpoints not used will be filtered out. After the request is finished, it will pause playback and stop it, and you're back in the default mode.